Okay, account maintenance. Here's where you create your journal ledger accounts. You'll use your main accounts and your sub-accounts to create the actual account number. And when you create the account number, it's going to pull the account group based on the main account maintenance, how it's set up. I'll show you shortly. It's going to show if it's an active or inactive GL. You could enter a start date or an end date, and you have the option to create a cash flow type. Also, there's the clear balances. So the clear balances, that is going to be if it's a non-financial GL. If you wanted to clear at the end of the fiscal year, then you'll check this box and it'll revert back to zero after. So I'm going to go into Sage and show you what account maintenance looks like and the different parts, the GL pools. So here we're in GL account maintenance. I'm just going to pull up an existing account. So you'll see that my 100 account with 2 sub-accounts. The account group is going to be 000, and I'll show you the account group maintenance shortly. That's the next option. And the account group is associated with an asset account. The type is also cash. And here's the one I was telling you about. It's active, inactive, or deleted. You have the option of putting a start or end date. Here, it'll also tell you the history based on your fiscal year, what transactions you've had. These are variants. If you have a budget and your activity, it'll tell you what the variance is. And here's where it breaks out based on the period. You can use the binoculars to specify which period you want to drill down into specifically. And after the next one would be, we're going to go over the account groups. So account groups is where you specify what type of main account it's going to be. So you create the main account and then you attach it to account group. So when you go into account group maintenance, here, so you'll see that the account 1000 for the main account is associated with 000 as an account group, which if you look at the description that's already set up, it's a current asset. And then the account category is assets, but you have the option when you set up your account groups to either specify if it's assets, cost of sales, equity, income tax, liability, non-financial. So non-financial is what I was referring to in regards to that checkbox to clear balances which will reset it at end of fiscal year. Then you have other income and expenses, revenue and expenses. And then once you choose a category, you could choose an account type, which each category is going to have their own account type. And here you can also specify if it's a cash flow type. You have none, or you have operations, investments, financing, cash. So just touch base real quick when I mentioned the main accounts, sub-accounts. So you'll see that when you're creating main accounts, you'll enter the main account number that you want. So in regards to the account maintenance I chose, it was a 100-00-00. And you can see that 100 is going to be my cash on hand, and it's associated with account group 000. The account type is cash, cash flow none, and status is active. So here you'll use, this is going to be what your main account starts out with, and then you'll create sub-accounts. But everything has to do with how your account structure is set up. So this is where you determine how you want your account structure. So in my case, it was the three alphanumeric characters, and that's determined by my main. And then I have 2 and 2. And these are going to be my sub accounts, which I'll show you next. The first one's going to be department, and the second one's going to be location. So the sub accounts, you'll see that department. So you know how there was 2, department and location. So the first one's my department 00, and you can specify other information, like if you want to print a short description here or add a description there, and it goes all the way down. So here are all the ones I have already, and you'll specify, like, to create a new one, you'll just specify if it's the department subaccount or the location subaccount. Okay, next, we're going to be talking about the general journal entries versus transaction journal entries. So the main difference between the general journal entry and transaction journal entry is the transaction journal entry posts to bankrec. So if you are entering a journal entry, say you're recording your payroll, and your payroll from a third party, say a third party vendor handles your payroll and you're just trying to record it in your system, you would want to use a transaction journal entry, because if you record it in a journal entry, it's not going to post to bankrec. And there's different types of transaction journal entries you can do. One of them, so when you click on transaction journal entry, let me move that. Okay, so when you hit the lookup, you'll see that there are different types of source journals you can use. So say you're just trying to do your payroll. So you can select the payroll, enter an entry number. You can specify how you want it to post based by going to your format button. So you'll see here that there is no offset account right now. So what you'll need to do is go into format, specify which account is your offset. So say in this case, it's going to be your, it should have been the payroll. It would say it's a payroll GL. And we're going to set it if you want to debit or credit. And here's where you need to make sure. So in order to, a document reference will not post to bankrec. So you'll need to choose adjustment, check number, or deposit, or bank transfer. Bank transfer is if you want to transfer from one account or from one bank code to another. So I'm just going to choose adjustment for now. Here you'll choose if you want checkbox, if you want the transaction total to be calculated, or if you want to manually enter it. I'm going to uncheck it for now. Bank code, we're going to use payroll. So unchecking it, that means I'm not able to enter amount. So when you go to the lines, all of the entries on the lines are going to be your debits. So for example, say you come here, you're going to choose, doesn't matter, I'm just going to choose anything. And here you'll put $5. When you come to the header, you'll see to see that this amount is blank still because it's going to post the whole transaction total to this credit. So when you update, it's going to debit this account and credit this account, right? Your payroll account, and it will post to bank rec. And here's where we'll tell you what the total is. I'll post it just to show you the. Okay. So then the good thing is general journal entries, say you accidentally did an entry that you did not mean to do. What you could do with general journal entries is, I believe it's 2018, version 2018 and above, there's the option to reverse a journal entry with one click. That will pull that. So when you do that one click, it will pull the entry into general journal entry, and you'll be able to hit the flashlight and look that up. You do have other options where you can, say you're doing general journal entries every week, and it's the same entry every time. You can create a recurring journal entry or you can also create a tool using Visual Integrator. And if you're on 100C, the subscription of Sage, 100 VI is included in the subscription. All you would need to do is just activate it and you'll be able to use it. And with VI, you can create a spreadsheet and import into journal entry, or you could also import into transaction journal entry. And we also have a tool. It's Excel macro, ERP data share Excel, and it does the same thing, except it makes it easier for you to import your spreadsheet data into any Sage 100 Cloud file. It also provides a at-a-glance import verification using written confirmations and checkboxes or color coding. So you know when your data is stored safely in your Sage system. You'll know if you run into any errors or if everything ran smoothly. But just to touch base on the general journal entry real quick. So it's going to be it's close to the same thing as a transaction journal entry as entering it, but except you can specify how much to debit and how much to credit to different accounts in one entry compared to the transaction journal entry where you can only credit one account or debit one account based on your format of the source journal. So XA here. So again, if you have any questions, just feel free to message Melinda and she'll ask them for you, or she'll unmute everyone. Next, I'm going to be talking about the basic of financial reporting. So when you go into General Ledger, you go into reports, you'll see that there's a financial reports. Here, you'll be able to run your balance sheet, your statement of cash flows, and your income statements. These are all the canned reports within Sage. Another option, if you're looking to create your own custom financials, there is Sage Intelligence, and we have worked with multiple customers helping them create their own financial statements based on how they would like them to look. And if you're interested in this, you can always reach out to us either by phone or sending us an email letting us know that you want to schedule a call to look into Sage Intelligence. I believe you get one license if you're on Sage 100 cloud subscription. If I'm wrong, Melinda can correct me. But that is Sage Intelligence is
you get
really good
for
tool.
Sage Intelligence, Michael, you get the Sage Intelligence Report Designer module, which allows you to create custom reports, and one report manager license that comes with the subscription of Sage 100 Cloud.
Yes, and that's a really good tool to create custom reports based on what you're looking for. If you want anything in particular, so you can also you can modify, say, if you want to create your own balance sheet within Sage, you can. You just drop down balance sheet, and like depending on there you go. And depending on like what you're looking for, if you want a year-to-date, period-to-date balance, both year-to-date, or if you want both current year-to-date and prior year-to-date, you can do that. You'll specify how you would like it to look, and you can just go through these settings. If you want to print the GL numbers, or if you don't want it to print zero balances, or if you want to print liabilities on a new page, you can do that. Then once you're doing that, all you have to do is generate the report. I didn't generate though. But here you'll see that the new report that you just created. But some customers don't like the way that looks inside Sage, so they rather have it in Excel format. That way they could distribute it based on distribute it in Excel. And there is a function within Sage Intelligence to distribute your reports by email and things like that, or publish it to a specific location. Okay, well, it looks like it was quicker than I thought. Does anyone have any questions regarding anything that we went over? If you want me to touch base with something else. Melinda, do we have any questions?
Can you use Visual Integrator with transaction journal entry?
Yes, you can. I believe we do it we have set one up for one of our customers before. So yes, it is possible to use VI in transaction journal entry. I can double check for you, but I am pretty sure it is possible. And if you're interested in Visual Integrated job for transaction journal entry, just like I said, send us an email or give us a call to basically go over it with you.